Welcome to my artist studio where all the magic happens. This is the station for painting, and that is the station for all the resin art I do. If you want to check out my art, all you gotta do is go to lutfstudio.com. I gotta go finish this painting, but I'm sure, or at least I hope, I'll see you at lutfstudio.com. Welcome back to Live Up to Freedom. Thank you so much for staying with me. Those of you who did stay with me, um, it would be greatly appreciated if you would go to um, any of the um, sources or platforms that could help me continue doing what I do. MyPillow.com, MyStore.com, promo code AC21. You can go to my artist studio, lutfstudio.com, lutfstudio.com. Use the promo code Frank. You get discount while supporting my work. There's the PayPal link. There's the mailing address. There's the general website of liveuptofreedom.com. And yes, Karen, I agree. Diamond did truly live up to freedom in spite of all of the hate and uh, the troll. Sorry, I can't read that one. She faced from her own community. She stayed the course. She will truly be missed. Agreed. Yes, she will be missed. But as I said, I really hope that we keep her in our heart and mind as we continue fighting because there was a lot that she taught us. All we need to do is remember them. And of course, let's remember, even though, as I said, it was diamond and silk, but we're still blessed to have silk with us. So that's another thing that I want to make sure to emphasize on. Back to the Iran situation. So we got IRGC. Todd Bensman has reported um, um, that our border situation is getting worse and worse. It is becoming absolute disaster. At this point, they're using loopholes in the system to literally turn it into absolute proper legal process to just import people into the country. And based on his own travels to the border, there is a campaign. Sorry, not campaign. What do we call it? Camp for the Muslim refugees. Sorry, refugees, and you got the Chechens, and you get the Tajiks and Uzbeks and Azeris, and all there ready to come in. Um, I don't know necessarily if there is a quick fix to any of these things we're talking about, but what I do know is our Constitution is still in place, and with enough number of Americans who are willing to make sacrifices, compromises, get a smaller check. I don't know, whatever it might be. Enough signatures, enough faces shown, enough voices heard. Some of these are reversible, as we discussed it yesterday. You know, going into state level for some of the laws that are state based and not federal based, but which comes back to the fact of we really need to educate our fellow Americans on the Constitution because part of the problem is a lot of Americans, unfortunately, aren't familiar with the Constitution. They know of it. They all know the First Amendment. Funny enough, sometimes they can't even name all the articles of First Amendment. It's just freedom of speech and freedom of religion. I'm like, no, there's way more to it than just two. Um, Everybody knows about Second Amendment, maybe Fifth Amendment. We're lucky if somebody knows about Fourth Amendment, and rest there ends there. Hi, Christopher. So good to see you. Let me address this. It is sad that this is even a question, but let me go ahead and address this. I saw the comment is I saw a lot of fighting about this today. Was she jabbed or not? The fact is, and this is not toward you in general on social media or cyberspace, if you call it. The fact that this is even a question sometimes makes me go, no. She was a strong advocate um, against jab, um, and she wasn't jabbed herself. That much I can confirm 100%. But it shouldn't, honestly, it shouldn't be a question. I don't know who started this yesterday or last night at some point. Um, but whomever did, I do pray that they stop. I saw a couple of comments on my own post last night asking, no, she wasn't. But that doesn't mean much. Remember, not to get into too much detail of it here, but there is the case of shedding. Remember. And just in case if you're not familiar with the concept of shedding, you may want to go to the wordweweekend.com, look up some of Brian House's videos with Karen Kingston, Dr. Lee Merritt. Just go check those out. You know what I'm talking about. I can't get into details here. Anyhow, so yeah, that is a story that we can think about. But the jab itself, no, definitely not. Okay, guys. Um, where was I? I lost track of what I was saying, didn't I? That's all right. It happens. Um, I am not strangling myself, by the way. So if anybody thinks my throat really hurts, so I'm just kind of keeping it, I don't know, in place. I guess it's just a mental thing. Back to we need to educate our fellow Americans on um, I'm sorry, let me address this one more time. Hollis, Diamond of Diamond and Silk passed away last night. Um, there are no details on what has happened. The only thing we do know for fact and confirmed is she was at home in North Carolina, and Silk was with her until the very last moment. That's all the information, confirmed information I have and I can provide. So it was Diamond of Diamond and Silk, but I don't know the cause of death yet. But I promise as soon as I do have that information, I will come back live, even if it's today, and share that information with you. But as of right now, I don't have that, don't have confirmation. I have a lot of rumors, but I don't have confirmation. Um, yes, yes, me too. This is so strange as last night while I was putting the shows up on Frank's speech, as I do every night of the week. Even though it was almost like a week that we were doing best of Diamond and Silk, but just knowing that last night specifically, instead of a Diamond and Silk episode, I was posting the tribute to Diamond, at, which by the way is that video is up, so you can go to frankspeech.com on the homepage. There was a 1 hour tribute that Brian House hosted, and some of the people closer to Diamond and Silk joined him either via phone or Skype, and it was a 1 hour. So if you want to catch that, you can go to frankspeech.com and watch it. But yes, Hollis, it does feel so strange that there won't be. I mean, there will be. I am praying that Silk will be back, but just no more Diamond on a screen. Um, it's a strange feeling. But again, it should just be that much more of motivation for us to live a better life. You never know when you're called home. And it's a beautiful moment. For some of us, we look forward to that moment where our father calls us home. But those of us left here you know, to miss her, it's a good time to think of. We don't know when we are leaving, and let's make the best of our calling here on earth. On that note, let me go back to we need to educate our fellow Americans on the Constitution, because I do understand and I do agree that huge part of the huge part of the problem is when you're not aware. Somebody told me once, said, how do you um, how do you want someone to practice their freedoms if they don't know what they are? And that's very true. Me myself, when I came to America, took me a while to even understand the concept of you're free. I'm like, what does that mean? Like, oh, I don't get to wear the hijab. No, there's way more than just that. Oh, okay, let me study the Constitution. I don't think I would understand my freedoms if I didn't study the Constitution the way I do today either. So we need plans to do some constitutional education. I don't know, maybe just put a copy of Constitution um, in your purse or car, whatever, and hand it to people. The problem is, I don't think handing it. I don't know. Do they read it? Is the question. I don't know. Uh, I don't know who you're referring to for the too much Chinese TikTok. Here's the thing. This is a little sidetracking from the concept again, but that's me. You know how I do. I go and then come back again. Um, Pretty much 99.9% of apps we use nowadays on this device called our phones, it's one way or another a tracker of face recognition, all of that stuff. So it's just given, like, we have accepted that part of our life will be monitored. And I mean, honestly, nowadays the only way to not be tracked or traced by the elite and globalists is find a cave and go in there, because simply just having internet is enough. Yeah. A lot of people think VPN is the way to go. Mm-mm. No, my entire system was hacked and accessed by IRGC while using a VPN. Actually, yeah, no, we're just it is what it is. We 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 have accepted the term that every regime has eyes on us. The main ones: Russia, China, Iran, America. They all got eyes on us. I agree with you, Krissa. A lot of people have a short attention span, so Constitution videos in short form style series probably be the best way to go. Yes. Um, yes. I think just breaking it down into articles, one article at a time per video. Well, we'll come up with something, but I am genuinely concerned with what's coming as to 2024. I will not sugarcoat this. I honestly, guys, 2024 could possibly, tangibly, and genuinely be the very, very last time in United States of America that we get to possibly vote. Could be, and it has happened. Um, it has happened in too many countries for us to think it will never happen. So I feel like there's a good solid, hold on, 2 years. Oh well, a little less, 2 months short of a 2 year. We still have a good chunk of time to go to our local state government and try to make a difference. We have to. There's no other. I mean, there are other options, but I don't want to take those options as options. You all understand what I'm saying. Um, Uh, yes, Lane, I was talking about giving the booklet and not sure if they will read it or not. And yes, we still need to give it to people, but it's been proven that if somebody sits on a shorter videos, if you remember, I had a series called Any Time of the Day where I would just do one verse of Quran, and that actually started teaching people a lot more than me doing a full, go read the Quran preach. So on that note, I know it works better when you keep it in like minute, 2 minute, just quickly explain it, move on to the next thing, tend to work better, which I am not encouraging that attitude. It is not good that we have short attention span, especially because that's how the news cycle is distracting us. We get one shiny object here, the next one comes, and we forget about this. And that's how they manipulate. That's how media has been manipulating Americans or majority of people in the last, I don't know, 10 years, especially 5 years. It's like jing, 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 next one, next one, next one, next one. Um, and all the other apps such as Instagram and Twitter and TikTok don't help with the fact that it's like minute and a half limits on posting something. So it's just more and more training human minds to be, paying less and less attention to anything. I personally do my very best not to give into that training. I still do my reading a book and watching a full length video. And I'm still pretty good at paying attention to, or at least multitasking, if you call it, because I know how this all work, or I know how they do the manipulation. There is one more report. There's one more news I want to talk to you about. This is, I don't know how many of you are still remembering or if you're even familiar with Anjum Chowdhury. Anjum Chowdhury is the British Islamic cleric with a long, long resume. I do apologize. Long resume of support for Islam. One thing I will say about Chowdhury is he has never been one of those Islam is a religion of peace guy. He has always been blunt and honest about the truth of Islam. He has always preached it the way it is. He has preached for ISIS and Al Qaeda and Hamas. He has been one of the rare honest clerics, if we could call that. He has served prison time in UK for funding terrorism. Now, why is he set free on the streets of London? I don't know. On this article on Jihad Watch puts it the best. Let me read this line of it. By the way, this article is published on Jihad Watch if you want to go read it. But um, this man lives in Britain with only token restrictions on his activities. Meanwhile, foes of jihad violence and Sharia oppression of women are barred from entering the country. Sorry, barred from entering the country. Yes, Britain is suicidal and the oppression is nearly complete. That's the best way to put that. Like you have Anjum Chowdhury walking around in England. Why? Like he has served prison time. He has been very honest. He's always said he wants to turn UK into Sharia obeying country. He has always said he's pro Islamic jihad. So what are they doing? I don't know. But here's the most recent um, Anjum Chowdhury scandal, shall we call it? So Prince Harry on a recent awakening video said that he has killed about 25 Taliban soldiers while in Afghanistan as a parachute pilot. And Anjum Chowdhury has apparently taken this very hard and upset about it. He has come out and responded to this, um, as he calls it, confession. Um, and here's what Chowdhury has said, that Prince Harry is a Muslim killer Taliban. You all realize Taliban are, well, they used to be considered terrorists until all of the governments accepted them as a genuine government of Afghanistan. But apparently now Chowdhury thinks that um, Prince Harry is a Muslim killer, and Muslims should start killing British troops in retaliation. It is so sad that I'm not shocked at all. It's like we're becoming numb to this, aren't we? Anyways, yep, that's what Chowdhury suggested. As of right now, Chowdhury is not arrested for making such suggestion. Chowdhury is still a free citizen in Britain, even though everybody who is familiar with Chowdhury's background and activities knows that Chowdhury's followers are out there looking for troops now. Like Chowdhury doesn't put out a call that doesn't meet action. So, but as I said, he has not been arrested, he has not been questioned, he has not even been bothered. But let's not forget when someone like Tommy Robinson tries to cover the truth, gets arrested, gets harassed, his family, himself, they barge into his house and put him on handcuffs. I just figured since it's been a while that I have touched in UK, Britain, a Great Britain, I should probably bring it back. As to what's happening there. Uh, um, it's the hypocrisy is still ongoing, and Chowdhury gets to say because Prince Harry killed 25 Taliban terrorists, he's a Muslim killer, so now Muslims go kill British troops. The logic is, of course, the Islamic logic. Um, but it's amazing that his I mean nobody's even bothering him. Like it's kind of it feels like it's given now. Like if you're a Muslim, if you're a famous Muslim, if you're a popular Muslim scholar who already served prison time for openly and publicly supporting Islamic jihad against non-Muslims, then we just don't bother anymore. You just go out there and put out bounties on people. Why not? I mean, this is why on Jihad Watch it's mentioned that Britain is suicidal. That's what it is. Well, hello, Ace. It has been a while. I've been back on my live streams for a while now, but we've been missing you. It's good to see you. It's lovely to see you. Exactly, not so great, Britain. In last couple of years, I would say a decade. Uh, Yes, Chowdhury most definitely knew and still knows how to work the system. But I don't think Chowdhury is the only person, Lane. This comment is by Lane. It's almost all the Muslims. I mean, come on, let's quickly look at what is going on in UK for, as I said, last decade. I mean, from the grooming gangs to sex trafficking gangs of Pakistanis and Afghans and Muslims to bombings and terror attacks to Chowdhury. You see, it's the problem is when there is a broken system, working it isn't that hard. Now, mind you, I'm not in any shape or form saying that we're far behind, like we're far better or whatever the term is. We're right behind Great Britain. Like our system is just as broken as theirs. Ours might even be worse when it comes to Islamization. We're this close to passing a anti-Islamophobia bill thanks to Rashida Tlaib and Ilhan Omar here. Well, technically thanks to us not pushing back. Yes, Ace, I've been dealing with this cold for a couple of days now. Uh, I will most definitely take your remedy there. Um, we're right behind UK as far as this working the system goes. We're not that far behind, but it's just as I said, I saw the headline on Jihad Watch, which I check Jihad Watch about twice a day. One in the morning when I get up and have my coffee. One early afternoon, I check on to see what's happening. Um, yes, ma'am, Krissa. I personally, as you know, I traveled all the way to Canada to give a speech about M103 when it was only a motion and not a bill yet. It went nowhere. It went over. It was what, 17 of us? Uh, that thanks to Act for Canada putting together a huge seminar, we all came over and gave a speech on why Canadians should make sure this motion M103 never ever becomes a bill, and boom, it still became a bill, which is pretty much kind of a blasphemy law just for Islam only, though. Like, you can mock Jews, you can mock Christians, you can mock everybody except Muslims. You say anything bad about Muslims and you shall be punished. Yes, I love Robert Spencer as well. That's why I check his website, jihadwatch.org. Very reliable source. Anyhow, when I saw the headline, I'm like, oh, look what's up. UK seemed to be, I mean, for a while, Chowdhury was keeping quiet, but now he's back. Watch out, UK. Chowdhury is at it again. Um, we've tolerated ourselves into this mess. Yes, we have. Yes, we have. And that's why, since the first day of 2023, I said, I will not tolerate, I will not cover up, I will not sugarcoat, I will, whomever the person is, uh, I will call them out. And I have. I have in the last few days. What is the 10th? In 10 or not, 8 days of coming back, I have called them all out because I'm done. I'm not tolerating anymore. Well, if I'm tolerating what's poison for me, then I can't do that. And yes, Ace, I'm with you. You mock anyone that deserves it. It's equal opportunity. As I put it, as the First Amendment gives me the right to be offensive and gives you the right to be offended. However, it doesn't give you the right to physically assault me or attack me just because you're offended. That's where we draw the line with First Amendment. Okay, guys, I am out of time. I gotta wrap up here. I gotta head. Well, I gotta get the day going, right? But I did want to join with the breaking news. Those of you who joined a little later, you can go back and watch this again. But Iran deal dead. Finally, Biden said it. That's a huge deal. Now we just need to push to get it officially announced. That's all. Thank you, Karen. Thank you. Yes, I hope I do feel better too, because this throat is not, it's not easy to talk with it, which is not good. Um, I will I will be back for sure tomorrow. Don't know what time exactly. We're kind of, testing time at the moment. Excuse me. Wow, that sounded terrible. It sounded worse than it felt. No, actually, it feels just as bad. Um, so remember, YouTube, ACU News is our channel. Facebook, I know Zanny Cyrus. Website, liveuptofreedom.com, liveuptofreedom.com. Lindell TV, frankispeech.com. WBWTV, wordweekend.com. These are the platforms that you find me every day. Every day, Monday through Friday, sometimes maybe Saturday and Sunday, depend on the week. Liveuptofreedom.com, however, is where you can find my art link. You can find my sponsors. You can purchase items, use promo codes, and that way support me because, as you know, this fight is not free. Thank you so much for your prayers and for the remedies. I will do all of that. On the very last word again, please remember, pray for a diamond, pray for Silk, pray for their family, their father, everybody affected with yesterday's sad event. And let's make sure to honor Diamond uh, by following her footsteps in her commitment to her faith, country, and freedom and human society. You all stay safe and stay vigilant, and I will be seeing you sometime tomorrow. God bless you, and God bless America. Goodbye, guys.
Hello, I'm Mike Lindell, and I'm excited to announce my new product, My Coffee. I get products all the time from entrepreneurs for my new platform, mystore.com. And when I tried My Coffee for the first time, I was blown away. It is the best coffee I've ever had in my life. I spent the last 4 months doing my due diligence, and this family-owned business micromanages every step from the fields to the cup to ensure the best quality coffee you're ever going to have. It starts with the beans that are grown in Honduras. Honduras's volcanic soil and humid climate make the perfect growing conditions for coffee plants, which produce the best beans ever. Then each batch is tested for its aroma, taste, and other aspects to meet the highest standards in the coffee industry. And after that, it goes into production, which is all done right here in the USA. It's like you're getting that small batch specialty coffee, but delivered right to your front door. So go to mystore.com or call the number on your screen. Use the promo code and you'll get your very own My Coffee for 25% off. You guys all know that I've traveled the country for the past year and a half. I've stayed in hundreds of hotels. I've tried every coffee out there. Well, some of the coffees have that terrible aftertaste, some that leave me jittery, or I get an upset stomach. Well, my coffee is different. It's the richest, smoothest, best coffee I've ever had. My coffee comes in a variety of flavors. You get them ground or whole bean. Plus, it's certified organic and non-GMO. I guarantee it'll be the best coffee you've ever had. So go to mystore.com or call the number on your screen. Use your promo code and you'll get My Coffee for 25% off. And I'm going to give you deep discounts on all my store products. That's mystore.com. It's my new platform for USA entrepreneurs. Please order now.